I'm from Michigan, and nobody really knows about RIT back in Michigan. It was really thrilling to think about going to college somewhere I could just rebuild myself, and I do feel happier here than I did really in Michigan. I feel like I can be whoever I want to be and become the person I want to be. While I think that excitement was good, the expectations that I set for myself essentially with that were just a little bit unobtainable. Just a little unobtainable. There was a funny amount of time where I think I cried at least once every 36 hours for the first 100 days I was on campus, just because I was homesick, and as much as I hated Michigan, I was really homesick. But I was really lucky to find that the a cappella groups on campus were holding auditions, and I ended up getting into vocal accent. Those girls are literally my best friends. So I was happy I found that with that group, and I was feeling like, okay, I'm doing something that I love, and classes were going well, and it's at some point that changed, but I can't tell when that would be, if there was one moment or if it was just the combination of a lot of things. College is a really big adjustment for anybody, obviously. I've had some struggles with my mental health for quite a few years now. I refuse to say that I was struggling. I knew it, and I would tell myself, you're a big old fucking mess. You are a huge mess. But I wouldn't. I would deny it to myself. I would deny it to other people. I was scared of myself, scared of how I was beginning to not recognize myself. It was just easier for me to just stay in my room all day and just pretend that I didn't exist. When I got back, I realized what deep shit I was in, and it felt like I had hit the bottom, and then looked around and realized where I actually was, and knew that this can't happen, this can't be like this, because I'm not going to let it be like this. There's very scary points where I had thought to myself that I'd rather be dead than face that failure. In the last few weeks of that semester, I visited the counseling center multiple times a week, waking up every day and being like, look, you're still here, and that's pretty good. I didn't believe it, but I had to tell myself that. I believe it now, but I didn't then. I did end up failing computer science. I failed drama and theater, and I failed intro to philosophy. I did not realize how actually horrible my GPA ended up being till I saw it. So at the end of the semester, after finals, I just went home. There was that morbid acceptance of there's nothing I can do about the first semester now. It wasn't until a couple days before Christmas when I was with my mom, and I ended up waking her up and telling her everything. And she was scared for me. That's a really scary thing to hear from somebody, that they were suicidal. One day, my mom was on Facebook, and somebody on there was talking about this thing called the CRP, RIT's College Restoration Program. It's a program designed for students who are struggling at RIT and need some support getting on the right track so they can return. The motivation for me to stick around at RIT and also just in life is that I would never have the chance to be happy again if I didn't keep going. I'm capable of doing so much more than my brain convinces me that I am. It was really important to me to show myself that, to have that faith in myself, because it hadn't been around for a while. There are always bad days, and those days happen, but I have the coping skills. I've been focusing a lot more on self-care. My negative thoughts that fuel such horrible anxiety and my depression, reframing those into a more positive light has also helped. We don't take care of ourselves enough. We don't do enough of the self-care things, and it can be really detrimental.
Is that what this is called? The big capitalist.
The big capitalist.